Rain poured endlessly over the quiet street as the clock struck 11:47 p.m. Inside his modest home, Ethan Hayes, a tired single dad, rinsed the last dish under the humming kitchen light while his 5-year-old daughter Nora slept upstairs. The night was still until a sudden knock shattered the silence. Ethan frowned. No one ever came this late. Another knock followed, sharper this time. His heartbeat quickened as he walked toward the door, wiping his hands on a towel. When he opened it, the porch light flickered, and there she was. Clara, his ex-wife's sister, stood in the rain, soaked to the bone. Her hair clung to her cheeks, mascara streaked down like the rain itself. She held a small suitcase in one hand and a damp envelope in the other. Her eyes were swollen, trembling not from cold, but from something heavier. Ethan froze. 1,000 memories flashed through his mind. Laughter, arguments, and that terrible night at Mia's funeral. "Clara?" he whispered, his voice caught between confusion and dread. She looked up, lips trembling. "Ethan, we need to talk. It's about Mia." For a moment, neither spoke. Only the sound of rain filled the space between them. The words hung in the air, cutting through the night like thunder. "Before we move forward, tell us in the comments, where are you watching from and what time is it right now? And don't forget to like and subscribe to Black and Wronged for more heart-touching stories. Let's get started." Ethan slowly stepped aside, letting Clara in. The rain slid off her coat, dripping onto the wooden floor in uneven trails. The air inside turned heavy, thick with confusion. Buried memories and words neither of them had said in years. He handed her a towel but avoided her eyes. The silence between them was sharp, fragile. Upstairs, Nora slept peacefully, her little nightlight casting a soft golden hue down the hallway, a quiet reminder of the fragile peace Ethan had built after Mia was gone. Clara placed the damp envelope on the table with trembling fingers.
"She wanted you to have this," she whispered,
her voice barely above the sound of rain. When the time was right, Ethan's chest tightened. The ticking clock on the wall suddenly sounded louder, each second pressing against his ribs. "She's gone, Clara," he muttered, his voice cracking between anger and grief. What could she possibly say now? Clara said nothing. Her hands quivered as she pushed the envelope toward him. Outside thunder rolled, and the rain hit harder, echoing the storm rising inside his chest. Ethan stared at the envelope. His name was written across it in Mia's familiar handwriting, the ink slightly smudged as if touched by tears. The camera closes in slowly. On the envelope, like something inside it is waiting to explode. Ethan's fingers trembled as he tore open the envelope. The paper was soft, edges curled. The ink faded, but the handwriting was unmistakable. Mia's. "Ethan," it began, "if you're reading this, it means I couldn't say goodbye the way I wanted to." His breath caught. The words blurred before his eyes, turning into shadows through his tears. Each line felt like both a knife and an embrace. "I was sick, Ethan. Cancer. I couldn't let Nora watch me fade away. I thought leaving would hurt you less than staying." The letter slipped from his hands and fluttered to the floor. She was dying?" he whispered, voice breaking. Guilt surged through him like a flood, every harsh word, every lonely night crashing back at once. Outside, thunder rolled. The rain pounded harder, sinking with his uneven breathing. Clara wiped her face with the towel, her voice trembling. "She wanted you to know the truth, Ethan." He clenched his fists, shaking his head. "But she's gone now." "It's too late." Clara hesitated, her eyes glistening. She took one slow step forward. "No, Ethan," she whispered, voice cracking. "It's not too late." The camera lingers on Ethan's frozen expression, rain echoing in the silence, then slowly fades to black. Ethan's voice cracked. "Not too late? Clara, what are you saying?" Clara's hands trembled as she unlocked her phone. She turned the screen toward him. A shaky hospital video played. There she was. Mia, pale, weak, but breathing. "If you're watching this," she whispered in the video, "it means I'm still fighting. Please take care of Nora. Don't hate me for what I did." Ethan froze. His knees gave out and he sat down slowly, staring at the screen. The sound of the rain faded, replaced by Mia's faint voice. His heart pounded. "She's alive?" he gasped. Clara nodded, tears streaming down her cheeks. "I've been helping her get treatment overseas. She didn't want you to see her like that. She said if she got better, she'd come home, but..." Her words broke apart. "The doctors just called. The cancer is back. They don't know how long she has left." Ethan's world tilted. He clutched the phone to his chest, whispering, "Why didn't you tell me sooner?" Clara's voice shook. "Because she made me promise." Until the time was right. The screen fades, and the time has come. The next morning, Ethan drives through the rain, eyes swollen from a night without sleep. Nora sleeps in the back seat, her little hand clutching a stuffed bunny. The windshield wipers beat like a racing heart as the hospital sign appears through the mist. Inside, the hallway smells of antiseptic and quiet sorrow. When Ethan finally steps into the room, time stops. Mia lies on the bed, frail, pale, but smiling faintly when she sees him.
Ethan,
She whispers, her voice barely a breath. He walks closer, his throat tightening. "Why didn't you tell me?" Tears slip down her cheek. "Because I couldn't bear to see the pain in your eyes." Or in Nora's. Then a small voice breaks the silence. "Mommy?" Nora stands at the door, wide-eyed. Mia opens her arms weakly. Ethan lifts Nora onto the bed. The little girl hugs her mother gently, whispering, "I missed you." Mia smiles through tears. "I missed you more, my love." For the first time in years, the family is whole, even if just for this moment. That night, the hospital corridor is silent except for the faint hum of machines. Ethan steps outside for air, the rain finally gone, leaving the city wrapped in silver mist. Clara joins him, holding 2 paper cups of coffee. She looks tired, but there's a softness in her eyes. "I watched her fight every single day," Clara says quietly. "She didn't leave because she stopped loving you, Ethan. She left because she couldn't let you watch her fade." Ethan looks down, tears glistening in his eyes. "I hated her for leaving," he admits, voice shaking. "But now I see she never really left at all." Clara nods, her voice breaking. "I kept her secret because she made me promise. I thought it was the right thing." He places a gentle hand on her shoulder. "You gave her peace," he says softly. "And maybe you gave me a chance to understand what real love looks like." The clouds part slightly, letting moonlight fall across their faces. For the first time, Ethan feels something shift inside him. Not loss, but acceptance. Days later, the doctors call Ethan and Clara back to the hospital. Mia's condition has worsened. The lights are dim, and the soft beeping of the monitor fills the room like a clock counting down. Ethan walks in slowly, holding Nora's drawing, a family of 3 under a bright yellow sun. Mia's lips curve into a weak smile. "You still draw the sun, huh?" she whispers. Ethan kneels beside her, his voice trembling. "You're still part of that sun, Mia, always." She reaches for his hand, her touch feather light. "Ethan, promise me something," she says softly. "When Nora grows up, don't let her remember me as the woman who left. Tell her I was brave, not weak." He nods, tears falling freely now. "I promise." From the doorway, Clara watches silently, her own tears hidden behind trembling hands. Mia smiles faintly. "Don't cry for me," she whispers. "Love her. The way I loved you." The heart monitor slows. One steady tone fills the room. Ethan closes his eyes, his hand still holding hers. A promise sealed between love and goodbye. Weeks passed after Mia's funeral. The house felt too quiet, no laughter, no humming, just the echo of memories. Every morning, Ethan would sit by Nora's window, staring at the swing that never moved anymore. But one morning, a small voice broke the silence. "Daddy, can we visit Aunt Clara?" Ethan looked at her. Nora's eyes carried the same hope that once lived in Mia's. He nodded. "Yeah, sweetheart. Let's go." When they reached Clara's little home near the lake, she opened the door with a gentle smile. She'd been expecting them, a second cup of coffee already poured, a plate of cookies waiting. Nora ran into her arms. "Aunt Clara, I drew you something." It was another family drawing. This time, 3 people again. But different. Clara looked at Ethan, eyes glistening. "She understands," she whispered. For the first time in months, Ethan smiled, truly smiled. As they sat by the lake, sunlight reflecting off the water, Nora whispered, "Mom would like this, wouldn't she?" Ethan took her hand and nodded. "Yes, baby," she would. A year later, the sun shone brighter over Willow Creek. Ethan stood outside the small school waiting for Nora. She came running toward him, backpack bouncing, hair tied with a pink ribbon. "Daddy, guess what? I won the kindness award." Ethan knelt, smiling through misty eyes. "That's my girl. Mommy would be proud." Behind them, Clara watched quietly, her hands holding a small notebook, Mia's journal. She had finished reading it last night. The final page had only one line written in Mia's shaky handwriting. "If If I can't stay to love them, please make sure someone kind does. Clara closed her eyes, whispering, I promise, Mia. As they walked home together, Nora held one hand of Clara and one of her dad. The wind rustled the trees, carrying laughter and soft echoes of love. Not lost, but passed on. When they reached the porch, Ethan looked up at the sky. Thank you, he whispered. And for the first time since that night in the hospital, he didn't feel alone. He felt guided by love that never really left. Before you go, tell us in the comments, what moment touched your heart the most? And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Black and Wronged for more heart-touching stories that remind us love never truly fades.